Hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Senior RNY. I'm Raven. I was 76 years old when I had gastric bypass surgery on December 16th, 2019. Last week, I talked about the question, do you like yourself? In this vlog, I'll be talking about what not to buy, not to spend money on when preparing for surgery and life after surgery. If you're curious, please continue to watch and join me on this journey. Last week, I talked about the question, do you like yourself? In this vlog, I'll be talking about what not to buy when preparing for surgery and life after surgery. Also know that I have a migraine, so if I start slurring or not making sense, it's because I have a migraine, But anyway, I can't say exactly what you should buy, but here are some guidelines just for you. Now remember, these are just for you. This is not your family, your friends, all that kind of stuff. And I realize that some of you have to feed your family, so we're looking at maybe cooking 2 dinners for every, whatever. And I realize you might be the cook for everybody else, I also realize that if you've got a family, most people live with someone, that there are munchies in the house. There are munchies everywhere. And that's just the thing of life that you're going to have to deal with. So at some point, what you need to do, what I think you need to do anyway, is to just go shopping, grocery shopping, just for yourself. Don't pick up anything while you're there for somebody else. Make yourself a priority, just go just for yourself. Pretend you're single or whatever. Okay. So my thoughts about before the surgery. I think you ought to padlock your wallet. Put it away somewhere, hide it, whatever. Don't go crazy buying stuff because you're excited, okay? And, it's not only food, it's not only clothes, it's stuff, okay? Don't buy any clothes as an incentive for your future weight loss. You're going to pass it. You're going to pass by it and never wear it. And even if you do get to put it on and wear it, your body shape might not be what you envisioned, and probably isn't what you envisioned your body would look like in that particular outfit. And your tastes probably change because you don't know the possibilities of your new style when you get to be thin. You don't know how it's going to develop, I think also, don't buy any food in preparation for after surgery. Especially don't buy any food for preparation after surgery that might have a lot of leftovers. I bought too much of things like Panera cheddar cheese soup. I have not touched it in a year. That's up there with the protein shakes of things that I really don't want to eat anymore. People said I would get crazy about Jell-O, not want to eat Jell-O, not to see anything about Jell-O, but Jell-O didn't bother me. Panera soup does, protein shakes do, Anyway, I bought things like cream of wheat cereal, and I even bought some oatmeal, and I seriously do not like oatmeal, but I figured, my taste might change, whatever. Don't buy stuff like that. Don't even think about it, Buy what you like right now and only buy a little of it, okay? Don't buy more than 2 days worth of food, because, especially after surgery, because you won't be able to eat it. You can't eat that much, period. You just can't. You physically cannot shove that much into your face, okay? Can't do it. So don't buy it, because you're going to have to throw it in the garbage, you know? You probably eat 1/4 of whatever it is you think you can eat per meal. So if you bought 2 days worth of stuff, you got 8 days, 8 meals. I bought 2 weeks worth of food. Way too much. And I still got some of it, particularly the protein powders. I finally ended up pouring out the protein shakes because they were past their expiration dates. You're going to throw out a lot of food. Realize that. So your best bet is just not to buy it. Because, you know, your tastes will change. They absolutely will change. I mean, things like protein drinks. Before I had the surgery, I was all gung-ho for protein drinks. I was drinking it for almost a year before surgery, almost every day, trying to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that kind of a thing, trying to keep my carbs in check and my calories and my, you know, the whole deal. All of that stuff, trying to keep track of, it's easy to keep track of how much a glass of that stuff is, you know. Don't buy a whole lot of it. Don't buy a whole lot of, definitely don't buy a lot of powders. And if you buy the protein shakes, you know, they come in the cans, so 6 in a package or whatever it is, 4 in a package. Don't buy more than 6 of them. You know, your taste buds may reject it. Your body might reject it. My body rejected it. My taste rejected it because they were too sweet. And my body, after a while, my stomach kept knotting up and turning over and doing things. And plus, they're expensive. They're expensive, you know. So anyway, so I'm thinking too, after surgery, you should padlock your wallet. Because after surgery, then your hormones, your endorphins, everything is racing and playing, and you're happy and you're feeling good and all of that kind of stuff. Don't buy stuff. You know, don't buy any clothing at all as an incentive for future weight loss. Like I said before, you don't know, you know. You don't know if your tastes are going to change or what, you know. And don't buy any food that you know you're going to have leftovers unless it's intentional. Okay. I also suggest that you don't go grocery shopping like you used to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I used to make a list, but I didn't stick to the list. I bought extra stuff, generally. I'd go in, like a couple of days ago, I went in to get some grapes, and I ended up spending $57. You know, I'm not going to eat that, you know. You should have seen me trying to push it into the freezer. I mean, I could almost imagine, you know, somebody with their feet in there, you know, they're struggling and they're pushing and carrying on, trying to get it in there. Anyhow, don't do that. You don't have to be like, you don't do that, okay? Make a list and stick to it. Get enough to last, and that's it. Just enough, okay? You don't have to have stock the pantry, because your taste will change from day to day, week to week. Also, revise your shopping methods. I mean, everybody's got a habit about going into the grocery store. I'll go into the grocery store, go to the left. I have no idea why I would go to the left, but I do. I realize that. So next time I went in, I went to the right, just to see, you know, maybe I'll see things differently, which I did. I found stuff I didn't know was there. Anyway, the objective then is to just disrupt your habits. You know, every time you find you got a habit, try and break it. I mean, even if it's just, you know, as simple as go into the store one time and go in a different direction. you know, just to see how it feels, what it is. Why'd you get into the other habit? Is that kind of stuff. Don't get the usual item that you usually get. For instance, if you go for bread, okay, don't get the usual item. At least check at least one other label just to see what the difference is. I mean, and then you can get the usual, you know, but check one other one just to disrupt your thinking, just to force you to go to a new direction. And while you're in there, get one something new, something you haven't tasted before, whatever, something new, something different. And then, as a side note, padlock your wallet. You're going to want to treat yourself for all of your successes, whether that's with food or other items. You're going to want to treat yourself. You don't want to spend money. I personally, what I do, and not all the time, I mean, I do and I don't. I plan what I'm going to buy. I think that forcing myself to plan and research it half to death keeps me from buying on impulse. And I do at Amazon and Walmart and a couple of other stores. I will put stuff on the wish and want list, or I'll put stuff in the shopping cart and not press buy, and then go back and look at it later, tomorrow, whatever, a week from now. I get these notices from them. You've left something in your shopping cart. Well, yeah, I did, because I didn't know from myself if that was just totally impulse or what, you know, since I'm an A personality. You know, I go for stuff like that. And I find that there's a lot of stuff on that list, particularly on the wish and want list at Amazon. I probably have about 75 items on there. And I go through them every now and then. I scroll down the list and take things off or substitute something else, you know. And then actually when time comes around, you know, where I need that item, or I think I could use that item right now, or I could spend the money on that item, I get it. And I find that is very satisfying. So stuff that I bought since surgery that I hadn't put into my budget was a knitting machine. I bought a tongue drum. That's a drum that you play with mallets or your thumbs, hands. I bought a car. You know, that was last year in March sometime. And I bought the Poi contact spinning balls. Yeah. So none of it is really bad except the car. That really disrupted my budget, but you know how it goes. So keep track of your wallet. You know, and don't spend money. I know you want to treat yourself. I know you feel really good. But you'll find out that you're going to spend money. And it's there for you to enjoy anyway. I mean, what the heck. So anyway, as for Rowley, my Rowley report. Oh, he got down. Okay. I think he's been looking out for me. For instance, we went out for a walk this morning. And I realized that there were points in the walk where I was feeling really strange, dizzy, slightly not quite with it, almost slow to a stop, that kind of thing. And I find what he does is he walks in front of me. And this morning I realized it's because my heart rate went up very high while I was walking. You know, I don't necessarily do a slow walk. I do an intensive walk when I walk. So he walks in front of me that causes me to slow down, which brings my heart rate down. I noticed too that before migraine gets bad, I mean, I have migraines quite a bit, so during the pre-drone period, it's just before the pain comes on, if the pain is going to come on, because it doesn't always go to pain. It might go to confusion and problems with eyesight and stuff like that. Anyway, he sits on me. He makes a point of just coming and sitting on me, you know. He sits on me and he wants to lick my face and, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't allow him to lick my face, but he wants to. And it's funny too, because that seems to be the only time he wants to lick my face. He becomes much more affectionate. It's like, you know, it'll be okay, Mom, it'll be okay, you know. I've noticed that when my blood pressure gets low, he tries to get me up and moving. I have to turn off this light. Excuse me, but it was bothering my eyes. I noticed that when my blood pressure gets low, he tries to get me up and moving. He barks at me. He wants me to play with his ball. So I have to move. You know, I got to bend down to pick up the ball. I got to get out. All of that kind of stuff actually brings your blood pressure up, which is kind of funny. I would think that you should lay down, you know, so you don't pass out, that kind of thing. But I noticed that after a few minutes of doing that I feel pretty good. And then he takes his ball and he goes over in the corner and chews on it and carries on. You know, I haven't noticed that he does anything particular for low blood sugar, but I just might be missing it. Who knows? Have you seen your dog, cat, bird, whatever, do that for you? I'm sure they do. You know, we don't give animals credit for anything, really, and we should. Anyway, for about, I don't know, 3 days now, I've been sitting around saying, I've got all of the outline for all of the stuff that I just talked about, you know, and I said, what am I going to talk about next week? Well, at this point in time, I haven't got a clue. If you've got any ideas, I'd really, really, really appreciate it in the comment section, okay? So, to sum up, I'm feeling good, other than this strangeness that's going on. Excited, pretty energized. I feel like doing things. I would take the surgery again, for sure. And that's the way it is. You know, that's what I would do. So anyway, please subscribe, comment, share this video. Okay? Don't forget to show more. Click show more. And to see the stuff in the description. And thank you for watching and listening. And thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you next Friday. If you got any ideas what I should talk about next week, please, please, please put it in the comment. Take care of you and yours, okay? And blessed be.